She says she's fine, but something feels off. You try to be present, do the right things, say the right words, but somehow it never seems to be enough. She's not as warm. Her replies are shorter. Her energy has changed. And deep down, you're asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? Here's the truth most men never hear. What women say they want isn't always what they truly need. Most men are out here playing the relationship game blind, thinking it's about looks, money, or smooth talk. But the real game? It's internal. It's quiet. It's about the man you become when no one's watching. Women are drawn to men who carry a different kind of power. The kind that doesn't beg, doesn't chase, and never crumbles under pressure. The kind of power that comes from a man who knows who he is. And that, my friend, is where Stoicism comes in. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally solid. It's about keeping your center when everything around you is trying to pull you off balance. And when you live that way, calm, steady, grounded, women notice. Not because you're pretending, but because you're real. And real is rare. This video is going to show you 7 things women secretly want, but don't always say out loud. These aren't tricks or tactics, these are mindset shifts, inner transformations. And once you apply them, everything changes. The way you move, the way you think, the way they see you. So don't just watch this video, absorb it. Because when you learn to master yourself, you'll stop trying to win women over and start becoming the man they naturally gravitate toward. Let's begin. Most people hear the word stoicism and immediately think of emotionless, cold, distant men. But that's not what stoicism really is. It's not about shutting down your feelings. It's about mastering them. It's about responding, not reacting. It's about keeping your power no matter what's happening around you. Stoicism is the ancient philosophy of emperors, warriors, and thinkers. Men like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus didn't live soft, comfortable lives. They faced chaos, war, betrayal, and loss, yet they remained steady, calm, and clear-headed. That's the essence of Stoicism: control, discipline, purpose. Now here's the part most men overlook. Women are deeply drawn to these traits. They won't always say it outright, but they feel it. A man who doesn't get easily shaken. A man who doesn't need to prove himself because he knows himself. A man who leads with quiet confidence, not loud bravado. She might be impressed by your looks, your status, or your style, but what keeps her? It's your energy, your discipline, your ability to remain calm in moments that would break others. That's Stoic power. And it's magnetic. In today's world of distractions, anxiety, and emotional chaos, women are searching, sometimes without realizing it, for a man who's anchored, a man who's solid, a man who doesn't lose himself trying to please others. That's the kind of man Stoicism helps you become. So if you're tired of guessing what women want, know this. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about stripping away the noise and becoming someone better, someone stronger, someone grounded. Now that you understand the foundation, let's go deeper. These are the 7 things women secretly want, especially from a man who lives with Stoic discipline. Let's break them down one by one. 1. Emotional control, not suppression. She doesn't want you emotionless. She wants you unshakable. You may have heard that real men don't cry, or that showing emotion is weakness. But here's the twist. Women aren't turned off by emotion. They're turned off by emotional instability. There's a massive difference between a man who feels deeply and one who's constantly shaken by his feelings are not the same. Let me give you a simple story. Imagine 2 men. Both are dating a woman who gets upset during an argument. The first man panics. He raises his voice, tries to defend himself, maybe even storms off. His energy becomes reactive. He's trying to win the argument, not understand her. She doesn't feel heard. She feels unsafe. The second man listens, really listens. His eyes are calm. His breathing is steady. He speaks slowly, not out of coldness, but control. Even though he's just as upset, he doesn't let the emotion drive the conversation. He leads with presence. Which one do you think she respects more? Which one do you think she feels more secure with? It's not the louder man. It's the grounded one. This is emotional control, not suppression. Suppression is pretending you're not hurt. Control is feeling the fire and not letting it burn the room down. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the Stoic truth. You don't control the world. You don't control how others behave. But you do control your response. And a man who masters that becomes the calm in every storm. That's attractive. That's rare. Here's another example. Let's say you're texting a woman you're dating, and she suddenly takes hours to reply. The insecure man spirals. He starts questioning himself, sends follow-ups, double texts, maybe even acts cold the next time he sees her. But the emotionally controlled man? He notices it, sure, but he doesn't let it dictate his mood. He stays busy with his life. He's grounded in who he is. His time and peace aren't dictated by someone else's attention. This is what emotional control gives you, freedom from needing constant validation. And when a woman senses that, she doesn't see a guy who's detached. She sees a man who's deeply secure. That's rare in a world full of men who overreact, overshare, and overthink. Now, let's be clear, this doesn't mean you shouldn't express how you feel. Stoicism isn't about bottling things up. In fact, it's about radical self-awareness. It's about knowing what you feel, why you feel it, and choosing when and how to express it. There's power in saying, "I'm angry, but I'm not going to lash out." There's strength in saying, "I'm hurt, but I'm going to process this before reacting." That kind of response, it creates trust. It shows maturity. And it draws people closer, not out of fear, but respect. Women are not asking you to be a robot. They're craving a man who's emotionally intelligent, but also emotionally resilient. Someone who doesn't need to explode to be heard. Someone who doesn't fall apart under pressure. Someone who's capable of handling not just his own emotions, but also holding space for hers. This is where many men get it wrong. They think being stoic means being cold. But real stoicism? It's warmth with structure. Feeling deeply, but remaining centered. Being a mountain, not a statue. So next time you feel anger, disappointment, jealousy, don't stuff it down. Sit with it. Understand it. Choose your response. That's what separates boys from men. That's what separates reaction from reflection. And that's what women find deeply, silently attractive. Because emotional control sends a powerful signal. I don't fear my feelings, and I don't fear yours. And that kind of strength, it's rare. It's unforgettable. Let's keep going.